Okay, so this is the main event. So we're going to be watching, I think this is the version that they showed on Canadian television. Like I said, I believe that there is like a feature-length version coming out in a few days, but I'm sure it'll be more of the same. More of the same. And I didn't learn about that until today, and, well, that would have really fucked up my plans. All right, so let's check it out. Deconstructing Karen. Full documentary, 2022.
Just because I do not want critical race theory taught to my children in school does not...
Oh, see, there it is right there. Already at the top. At the top. Critical race theory. If you don't want your kids being told that they're less than their classmates, you, my friend, are a white supremacist. Ooh.
Not mean that I'm a racist, damn it.
We know he's not a racist, or all the other things the liberal media is trying to label him with.
When you look at what happened in the last refugee crisis in Europe, what has changed?
These are not refugees from Syria. These are refugees from Ukraine. These are Christians. They're white.
I cannot remember a time that I have not woken up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat.
Wow. I cannot remember a night I haven't woken up in a cold sweat. I'm in danger at every turn. You know, when the gardener comes, I have to be afraid for my life. Will he mow my lawn, or will he toss racial epithets at me? What will I do? Yeah.
People are so unwilling to have the conversation.
White women, you have got to get on board for humanity to have.
White women, enough is enough. If you don't get on board, humanity has no future. Bravo says the best thing for white people to do is stop running from the racism accusation. You can't fight it. Just look at them and say, X-Files stinger.
Have any hope.
We gotta have hopes. Bravo says, yep, I'm racist. What now, bitch? I don't know. I don't know if I would give in to their bullshit. I don't think giving them power over language and what things mean is a good idea. I just don't.
The only thing that's going to change this.
These bitches were walking into the fucking house with the Chardonnay already poured. Were they outside getting them drunk? Like, you know, give them a few. Tell them to loosen up a little bit. Oh, it's going to make for some great footage.
This is if we change the cultural DNA. And the only way you can change the cultural DNA is through personal human interactions. And
also teaching them this stuff in grade school. Because that's really what their project really is. At the end of the day, we get all through the bullshit. Get through all the bullshit of this facade, this bullshit. No, what they really want is your kids. That's what they really want. That's what they're really fighting for. Because kids will believe fucking anything you tell them. They're not really so concerned about these white ladies. This is what they're doing for their own egos. To keep a profile. Who knows? Maybe they'll run for governor again. Who knows? Anything could happen out there. But yeah.
we know that breaking bread with people is the best way to do that. So I want a show of hands of everyone at this table who is racist.
Who's got the guts? Who's got the guts? She can't believe it. She can't believe it. She's like, no one. No one, poor child. Poor child, no one. No one will tell me that they is a racist. No one will let me feast upon their white tears. Actually, you know what this lady's thinking in this moment? She's thinking,
I rest my case. I rest my case.
because that's all you have to do it in this scenario. That's all you have to prove is that they will deny it. And if you deny it, well, then you are that thing. And the interesting thing about this shit, this does not happen in the real world. This is not how regular, average, everyday people interact with each other. This is a class thing. This is a class thing. This is for people with money. Most everyday, average Americans, no matter what your race, color, creed, stripe, whatever, you're not worried about this shit. You're not. You have to go to work. You have to make money. You have to have a job. You have to do whatever. You have to work next to a person that's different than you. It's just the way it fucking goes. And most of the time, you just go along to get along. That's the reality of most people's lives. This stuff is in the stars. This is in outer fucking space. But they want it to be mainstream. They're trying so fucking hard to make this a mainstream concept, but it doesn't conform to most people's experiences in life. It just doesn't. You have to be like an overeducated prick to buy into any of this stuff. And then you have to be like a bootlicker. You have to be a worshiper of assumed authority, as if everything you're being told is the fucking truth. At all times, no matter what you're reading some crazy critical race theory stuff, well, that's true because it's in a book and you read it in fucking school. Listen, I have the education. It's astounding. It's astounding. Prof says, see, all her power would be gone if every white woman shot her in hand up right then. I can't read these. You're spurging, buddy. With love, my friend. You blast off. I'm not gonna for posterity. I'm not gonna repeat it. Prophet says all the power these ladies have is the fear of the accusation of racism. If we didn't give them shit, it wouldn't work. Well, because most people don't. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about, the class thing. Most people don't feel this way. Sorry, they don't. That shit, they've been trying for 6 or 7 years, even to redefine the term racism into some esoteric academic definition, and nobody fucking knows what the fuck it is. Nobody thinks like that. There's not a single average everyday. Well, okay, there's always exceptions. That's why they're trying to get it into schools so hardcore, because they know the median person, the millennial generation, etc. They just can't. They won't accept it. They can't. Holy shit. Hold on. I gotta go back a second. I have to go back a second. Look at this lady. Look at this fucking lady. Whoa. What the fuck was that? Deke is you, Becky, plus Karen.
I must confess that over the past few years I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate who is more devoted to order than to justice.
It's like they do the same thing they accuse white people of doing, is weaponizing MLK quotes. In this house, we believe Black Lives Matters, women's rights are human rights, no human is illegal, science is real, love is love, kindness is everything. And their beautiful, rich little neighborhood with living in a $750,000 house. That's the problem with so much of this shit, because these people, sometimes they can get platforms, but not really. Not really. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, these people like Sarah Rao and Regina Jackson have been around for years. They're not that popular. They don't have much of an actual presence. They don't actually have much engagement. But the world is an abstraction to these people. The suffering of the people in their states, etc., abstractions. They're not like real things. They're things that they hear about on the fucking news. And the news does such a poor job of informing anybody of what the fuck is going on, even on the local level these days, that they're able to just dismiss everything. Everything they hear, they just can that's just a right-wing plot. That's just a right-wing plot to try to change my mind to redo.
I have been in this work for a very long time. I marched in the 60s. I have worked on presidential campaigns. And
okay, this is 2022. She's like 72.
What I know is that Race to Dinner allows us to have radically honest conversations. Hold on. You hurt my feelings. The market we have identified is white women who call themselves liberal or progressive or Democrat to not only change themselves, but begin to change their children, their families, their co-workers, their friends. The foot.
Tom says, my next door neighbor has that same sign in front of their house. Well, yeah, they don't want to get robbed. They don't want to get robbed. Hagrid says, freedom.
Of white supremacy and patriarchy is firmly on their necks, just like it's on ours.
Should I text it to you?
Yeah, you can text it to me.
I know it sounds bizarre, but I used to be a white feminist. White woman trapped.
What are you doing with a picture of Hillary Clinton, a white woman trapped in this brown body? I used to be a white fucking idiot. What is that supposed to be? That's also Hillary. I was gonna say, is that Nancy Pelosi? But no, that's old Hillary Clinton.
In a brown body, and then I, woke up and I started doing anti-racism work. When I first started talking,
And they're saying that these women need to join in on our struggle, but then they have their own implied hierarchy already established, which would put those white women beneath them. They're not actually peers. They're like peons. They're like pawns to be used at their discretion.
talking about racism, I think the thing that I was totally unprepared for was when, you just talk about white people. You say the words white people, and those white people want to come and kill you.
Yeah, because it's very different. It's very different. Go call a black person the N-word and see how they react. Oh no! No!
Even if it means one white woman at a time, I'm going to keep going.
Okay, so here's okay. Are you ready?
They keep paying me. I keep showing up.
God. Potential deals.
Okay,
She's so dramatic. Let's see. She's worse than me. Holy shit. Look at this. Oh, okay.
I've been following Syra.
They're like, oh, her name is that how you pronounce it? Syra? They're like, dance for us. Dance for us. Dance for us, slave. Sick stuff. Real sick. Real sick.
On social media for a long time. I wanted to be Syra's friend. She's so triggering and it's so good.
I'm just such an edgy bitch. I wanted to be her friend, so I Facebook stalked her, and then I got in contact and said, I will bow to you. I will break myself for you, girl. I'll break myself for you.
What a sad human being you are.
Good. It's so needed. We had the dinner at my house. I wanted to graduate and be like, I have my certificate and I survived a dinner with Race to Dinner and here's my certificate and now I'm super woke.
See, I told you that's part of the perspective of why they do this shit. It's like a fun little thing. It's like they don't even actually believe it. You're going to get some fucking wackos like this person who's already predisposed to believe all this shit anyways, like most of the women that would pay money to attend something like this. But the other skeptical ones, they're not going home being like, yeah, I'm a fucking racist now. I'm fucking racist. No, that's not happening. We're watching a very skewed perspective on the outcomes of these fucking dinners. Prophet says, I'm so glad I found a woman who's disgusted by shit like this. I would have to beat this lady so often if I got stuck with her. You'd have no choice, you know? You'd have no choice.
I want to believe it. I want to believe it. Girl, I'm starting to believe that shit.
Starting to believe that shit.
Which is all white supremacy. Like every single bit of that is all totally white supremacy. I want to do boomerang with the three of us.
Okay.
What is a boomerang?
You're talking about some of that fucking Australian shit. I ain't from Australia. I'm from Africa. My roots are African. I celebrate Kwanzaa. What are you talking about? Motherfucking boomerangs and shit, girl.
You're gonna love it.
Let's do it right now.
There's no noise. It's just movement.
Hilarious.
Even in this, so this is a Facebook post. Oh, you can't really see it. Hold on.
You're gonna love it.
Let's do it right now.
There's
Which is cackling. This is their Facebook. Apparently, this is a very Becky thing to do. Can't stop, won't stop. Deconstructing Becky. Anti-racism, non-white nonsense. No white nonsense. White feminism. Hashtag on fire. And it's just this girl over the moon, overjoyed that she could show these boomers a thing or show them a fucking app she has. Apparently this is a very Becky thing to do. Being happy. God damn, this white woman.
Hilarious. She's like the Energizer Bunny.
I'm one of the Beckys. I'm somewhere. And here's the thing. I don't know what kind of Becky I am, but I'm pretty sure that my black and brown friends know exactly what kind of Becky I am.
She really just said that. Dude, that's like, it sounds like a scripted fucking line. Some of my best friends are black. Just ask them.
Before we go any further, what is a Becky or a Karen? In general, it's a pejorative term, mostly used for describing an entitled white woman. The worst of the Karens use their societal privilege to oppress people of color, most commonly calling a manager, or worse, calling the cops.
There is an African American.
Oh my God. Let me show you. How many police interactions are there a year? 7 million. How many of them are doing anything like this? And this dude, actually, if you know this whole story, this dude was being a wicked fucking creep. A wicked creep. That's little Massachusetts for you. A wicked fucking creep. He was unhappy that this woman had her dog off leash, and he was trying to coax her dog over to him so that he could feed it a treat. And he said he did this to freak people out because you're in Central Park full of fucking degenerates. And who knows, that person could be trying to poison your dog. So they put this lady through fucking hell. Told her basically she had to go to a brainwashing program if she wanted to keep her job, to be forgiven by people, etc. And then when all the and then she did all that shit. But she was still canceled or whatever. And then it all comes out. This guy he's kind of a piece of shit. He's notorious for this. He goads people, etc. But the damage had already been done. Hagbard says he was in a notorious... Oh my goodness, words. He was in a notorious fruit cruising spot. Oh, I imagine. Of course he was. Look at all these bushes.
American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. Please send the cops.
Illegally selling water without a permit?
Yeah.
They fucking totally... They took audio from it. Hold on. Let's go back a second. They took audio from a later moment and put it in the audio of this moment.
I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. Please send the cops. Illegally selling...
Please send the cops. Please send the cops. She did not just say that at this moment in the video.
Selling water without a permit?
On my property.
It's not your property.
Hi, I'm asking you if this is your property.
You're accusing me of a crime, correct?
I am not a racist person.
You just made a
But you know
racist
what?
comment.
You need to go home.
You don't know what a signal is? Guess what? Even in China, they have signal lights.
I hear you have a problem with these
I mean, it's true. It's true.
gentlemen having a barbecue here at the lake.
Why are you taking the posters down?
Because all lives matter.
No, she is crazy.
You're crazy.
I'm absolutely crazy.
Look.
Where is there safety? There is no safety.
I would kill him.
You are nothing. You are a target out there. You got a target on your back. God damn. I can't even imagine what it's like to be you.
The law says I can't kill them. La la la, la 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 la. I love you too. You fucking bitch. Get out of here, man. I'm gonna call 911. I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. Go on your reservation. Nasty Mexican dog. Nasty Mexican dog. Don't nasty.
I don't care about your
Hold on. That was like clearly a Russian woman. That was clearly a Russian woman. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Facebook or your video. I play games where you get fucked to death.
Now that's a drop. I play games where you get fucked to death. devilish grin.
The term has been criticized for being sexist, but what is more Karen-like behavior than being furious for being called a Karen? Either way, there is one good thing that the term has produced. For white women, it is rape.
Do you have any standards at all? Like if somebody called you something you thought was offensive, would you just be like, sit back and think about it, be like, maybe they're trying to just tell me something deeper. Like maybe they're not actually trying to offend me. Man, I didn't even think of that. Oh my goodness. What the fuck is wrong with me? No, she wouldn't. Spoiler alert, she would not.
Raised awareness about the intersection of race and gender and how that plays out in the society every single day.
In 2019, filmmakers reached out to Denver area residents, seeking white women willing to have an honest, on-camera conversation about race in America. In America. Yeah, see, they're plying them with hors d'oeuvres and wine before they even go to this dinner. Setting these bitches up. These girls are being set up. They're going to get them a little tipsy. Get their bellies a little too full. They're going to feel uncomfortable while they're in there because they've already eaten too much because of the wine.
Race, it's an urgent issue, although it's one of those issues that, is anybody ever going to come to the same place?
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Who's coming to dinner? But in reverse.
Hey, I'm Syra. Lori. Hey, Lori. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so that's how you say her name, Syra. Plenty of people have called her like Sarah, and she has not corrected anyone. Anyone. Is she one of these silent people she was talking about, like that nurse? This silent Nazi collaborator? It's possible.
Nice to meet you. Jackie, nice to meet you. Thank you all. Thank you for being here this evening. We want to have a conversation that we believe is very important. And one of the reasons why the United States can't really move forward is because we can never have the conversation about race.
My name is Syra.
Yes, girl. Fucking slay queen.
Thank you all so much for coming. Like Regina said, we have
this elephant in the room that's killing us all. White supremacy and racism is bad for everyone, including white people. I think we have a window right now, and you
This lady's like, prove it.
all are the key. White women are the key. You have more power than you'll ever know. In this time and place, if you all can join us and join our sisterhood, the world changes.
Hagrid says 15% commit 62. What's going on? That's what this lady's gonna ask. She's gearing up. I just want to know, 15% of the population, 62% of the violent crime. These are FBI statistics. You are bootlickers, correct?
That's why I'm here, because
You will believe these statistics. Actually, I think it's even worse. Isn't it like 13.2? It's even more dire. Spooky stuff.
all starts with conversation. So thank you sincerely for being here, because it's not an easy conversation and you didn't have to be here. You chose to be here. I'd love if everyone could just go around the table and briefly introduce yourselves, say a little bit about yourselves and why you're here.
I have 2 young children, and it's important for me that they grow up colorblind, right?
Oh no, she dropped the colorblind. Regina's not having it. She said, what did this bitch just say? Colorblind. That's not a thing. Prophet says, Agent Smith, white women are the key. My key. Right into Zion.
I'm an artist and a barista, and I learned about...
Yeah, girl, I'm an artist and a barista as well. So I feel you. I'm an artist and a barista. Yes, my parents pay for everything, and I make fucking macchiatos. I need to feel the struggle of the working man. Boya.
About this through Syra, through your Facebook. The reason I'm here is because I've always thought of myself as being like kind of woke. And I mean, my best friend is Mexican, my partner is biracial. We have these conversations all the time. But
what an awful life. This is the focus of your life? That you have time to talk about and care about these things? We have these conversations all the time. I'm always like, you're a Mexican, Henry. And Franker here, Franker, he's a black Italian. Like, what are we doing here? What are we even doing in this country?
But then through following your posts and interacting on your posts, I realized I'm not doing that great. And I feel like there's a racist white man living in my brain, and it's my dad's voice.
I'm a descendant of slave traders who believes very strongly in telling ugly history. It's an honor to be here. And
thank God. Bad, my bad on the call that she would bring up the 15 commit 62%. My bad. She's further along than everybody. She lashes herself every fucking night. She calls it reverse buck breaking. Sick stuff. Sick.
To get uncomfortable, because I think that's what we need to do.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Absolutely right.
Thank you, white bitch. Thank you so much, you fucking white bitch. Thank you so much.
I'm half Mexican, half white, and my family has every shade under the sun.
Oh, I can tell. You know how I can tell? Because I like those fiery Latinas, and I definitely want to stick it in you. I do. Listen. I do.
In it. So for me, race has never really been a thing. Hi, Hazel.
She's like, show me your maracas. Shake them for me. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You need me to help? You need me to get you started?
Do you believe that this is such an important conversation, especially because I do have 2 children that are young, that it's on us to do better, to do more?
My kids are biracial, so my husband is Hispanic and white, and I don't see...
Hispanic and white? That's like a third biracial. Sarah, Sari, whatever her name is. She's not having it. She's just like, you're about to be making excuses, and I'm about to have to shut you down. She didn't want it to be like this.
Color, I don't see. So how she said, I'm blinded to color. Like, it doesn't.
Colorblind. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. We got a racist. We got a racist on our hands here, everybody. 2 racists confirmed in the room.
Faze me at all. When we bleed red. I'm here tonight because I'm confused.
Look at this lady's face. Hold on. We all bleed red. Hold on.
How she said, I'm blinded to color. Like,
I'm blinded.
Faze me at all. When we bleed red.
Look at this reptilian shapeshifter. Holy shit. Look at the evil emanating off of her aura. If she had an aura, it would be red. It'd be shooting this way. Prof says her kids look like Peanut Arbuckle. Shit. Peanut Arbuckle. You know what? Peanut Arbuckle might be my favorite Sam Hyde bit. Not just from the Cartoon Network thing, not from the Adult Swim show, World Peace, but like ever. Peanut Arbuckle rocks.
I'm here tonight because I'm confused. I watched my son feel victimized. He felt that because he was a white male, that he was a victim of reverse racism.
That's when you take racism and you reverse it. Look at this smug look on this. She has disgust. This woman just looks smug. She's like, I'm about to light this girl on fire. Light this bitch on fire.
We're all human. We all have a light, a heart shining within us that needs to be seen. We all need to be a little bit better and just recognize the love in each and every one of us.
Every single dinner, without fail, we've got like the woke wars. And so it really is this like being wedded to...
It's almost like you got these people so turned around with all these disparate definitions and disparate attitudes and positions and ideologies and what it means to be virtuous and what it means to be a sinner. People are so fucked up. You can't even go to one of your dumb fuck dinners and be on the same page. Everybody thinks it's something different.
And you blew it! You blew it!
You had your time to explain this to everybody, and you couldn't figure it out.
How not racist you are, but it's a start. It's a start, and you've got to start somewhere.
For
One
real,
of the things we know
for sure.
is that you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. So we're here to help.
So we're here to tell you that you're fucking racist, and if you don't admit it, then you're even more racist. You're even more fucking racist, because you know what, bitch?
It's hunting season.
God bless America.
Help you acknowledge some things and to try and work on changing some things.
So I've heard this a couple times already. Colorblind, and you don't see color. And I'm just going to drop the bomb here. That's white supremacy.
What? White supremacy? Nailed it. Sarah!
Blindness is white supremacy. You even said, I don't see the color of anyone's skin because when we cut ourselves open, we all bleed red. So you acknowledge that you see the red. How can you not see the color of our skin?
What the fuck? Like, what kind of fucking retarded shit is that? What kind of retarded shit is that? We all bleed red. We all bleed the same color. So when one of us is hurt, we're all hurt. We all understand that hurt, that pain. That's what she meant. That's super fucking obvious. You could disagree with it. You could think it's fucking stupid, but that's what she fucking said. This goddamn autistic literalism that has taken the world by storm since like 2014. Actually, before that, 2008. Autistic literalism, where nobody reads to subtext, read between the lines. That's why your movies suck. That's why your fucking video games suck. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Because to me,
Prophet says, this is literally how Nazis are made. Good-meaning white people trying so hard to make historical amends and having it thrown back in their face with a smug attitude and a fuck you. Well, if people, normal people see this, they react really negatively. These people, I would imagine, are probably responsible for creating more racists than your average person. They are creating people with animus because they're going to look at it, some bitch like this and some bitch like this, and they're going to be like, those people don't like me. They don't like me. They don't think I deserve anything. They think I'm a piece of shit. They think I perpetuate violence and I birth rapists and murderers. And all the pain in the world is my fault. What else? Like, what are they going to do? That's what's so pernicious about all this shit. That's why you gotta take your kids out of school, homeschool your kids. It's a bear. It's a fucking bear. But that's where they're going. Because this is window dressing. This is foreshadowing. This is not effective on actual adults. Like, these people, yeah, they may have their minds changed, but they're a bunch of rich, dumb fucking housewives. It's really at the schools. That's where the shit really takes hold. And then their kids are gonna come home and they're gonna reinforce the bullshit.
I mean, my husband's Hispanic. I've dated every race. It doesn't, to me, I see.
She's like, I've sucked many black dicks. That's what she just said.
Inside, I see your love, your morals, your values. I see what we have in common. Like my husband, we enjoy doing things together, like the different things.
We love fucking Taco Tuesdays. We fucking love it.
I don't see.
Maybe like your experience in the world is different than theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, here we get another potential Becky. A Becky in the making. Maybe your experience is different than theirs. Yeah, and that should be a two-way street. That should be a two-way fucking street, you dumb fuck. Oh, do you think their experiences are different than hers and hers are different than theirs? Oh, wow, blah, 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 blah.
And you already know what's going on. Y'all smell that damn zest. Come on now.
Gay.
You walk through the world with a different experience because you are a white woman.
Yeah. So what? So what? This is also the disgusting, broke nature of collectivism. You are not allowed to be an individual. You have to be part of a group. Your individual experience is fucking null and void. It doesn't matter. None of that shit fucking matters. You're part of this group that gets the benefit in this way. So no matter what your life circumstances is, fuck you. This is the kind of shit they'll say to people that live in trailers up in Appalachia. Like, well, your life is still easier. You're still a white supremacist. Like, what does it take? What does it take? Like, how do you have to prostrate yourself? How much do you have to give away or break down for these people? Well, like, what would be the good outcome of this? What is the outcome at all? Other than just making annoying human beings that bother you at dinner parties and are easily swayed back to whatever they thought before they went to your dinner. Like, what is your end game? There is no end game. It's just about putting it in the zeitgeist and the public consciousness. That's it.
What is the number one thing that white women feel the desperate need to be over and above everything else? Nice. What?
They gotta be nice.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
So would she rather just all white women be bitches? Would that be the remedy? Is that why you're such a cunt? Is that why Regina Jackson is such a bitch? Imagine how these people treat servers at restaurants. That's always a good indicator, kind of your quality of person. How do you treat the help? How do you think they treat them? Dismissively? Like they're annoyed that they came and asked them if they needed more lemon water? Would you like some more cucumber infused water here at this $200 a plate restaurant? Why did you come up so soon? Why did you come up so? Can't you see I'm talking to my fucking friend? Can't you see? Oh my God. Hagler says, I know one of them doesn't tip. Hey now. Facts.
White women feel the desperate need to be nice. It's white women's niceness that is killing us all. And so what does nice mean for white women? It means smiling. It means being polite. It means not calling out oppression when it happens. When you say you're colorblind, you erase us.
But you're not being defensive as well? I know we're all women.
They are very defensive, yes. When you say you're colorblind, that means you're erasing us. No, it doesn't. It means you're erasing all the concepts of skin color. Prophet says, I actually plan on using the Lockheed Martin's whiteness training in my homeschooling where it talks about how whiteness is being polite, on time, and truthful. I could let a few friends know that. I'm a little high. Calm down.
Sharing our truth. And I'm sharing my truth too. I mean, that to me is saying.
We need to educate ourselves. So much. No idea.
Is that what this?
We got no fucking clue. No clue. We don't even know what's going on out there. We don't know. We just don't know the pain. This is not beat over your head for 4 fucking years over and over again. The pain, the trauma. If you're born, in 1982 forward, you know.
This conversation is about some education.
Change requires pain. Most people will not change until they have what I call a significant emotional event.
And I also want to lay it.
A significant emotional event. Well, thank God these girls are here to do it for us. To do it for them. It's important. They're all like,
fish ain't the only thing I eat, boy.
Oh, boy.
If you got the blood of the young, you bring them to me.
Wild what goes on in their heads.
A couple of other things down. You've mentioned it and you've mentioned it. Being married to a black person or a brown person, having brown or black children does not make you impervious to racism. You cannot, frankly, fuck your way out of racism.
Wow. You cannot fuck your way out of this situation, girls. You get on that Cox carousel, BBC all day long, every day, all day. Doesn't matter. You could still be racist because you're probably fetishizing their black bodies. Prophet says, change requires pain is a good shoegaze band name. No lies detected.
Let me ask you a question. How many of you would trade places with a black person in this society? Raise your hand.
It's because you all know. Well, what black person? What kind of a rich black person? Maybe. Am I Kanye West? Did I get to dick down Kim Kardashian? It's a gross fantasy of mine. It's true.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, it's yes or no. How many of you would do it?
I know I wouldn't.
She says, pop quiz, hot bitch. Answer now.
I dated a Hispanic very
No, I'm not talking about Hispanic. The question is,
But I was going to have children. So I spent many years thinking of myself of having very dark-skinned children.
She was with a Hispanic. She oh my God, look at this woman's face. Look at this face. Look at it. Look at it. It's like,
question is, how many of you would be willing to trade places in this society with a black person?
keep in mind, George Floyd just died. I call him Floyd. George Floyd just died.
I think I would.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's not racism. Absolutely not. It's just saying I don't see it.
Yeah, but you know how
Not-
racist this country
Not
is.
to the degree that you do.
Oh,
to
no,
be
you
frank
will
with
never know. You know, in this country, we created the criminalization of black people. And when your skin...
Oh my goodness, the criminalization of black people. One of these ladies gotta say 15 for 62. What's going on?
As seen as a weapon, you're never unarmed. And that's why black boys and men and women are dying in the street with their hands up.
Yeah, remember that lie? Remember that story? With their hands up, being shot down. Innocent men being shot in the street. Prophet says her son is on the other side of town getting dumped by Katie right now. Aww. Sad stuff.
I was born in 1950 and everything was in black and white. I am myself, now almost 70, 4 generations out of slavery. And that should tell you something. I am a mother. I have 2 adult children. I have 4 grandchildren, 11 siblings, and each of them has children. So this work is so important to me.
Why did you... Yeah, this work is so important to me. Show a white child we gotta get in these goddamn schools. We gotta get in these schools, y'all. We gotta get in these schools.
Fish ain't the only thing I eat, boy.
Oh boy.
If you got the blood of the young, you bring them to me.
Gotta get them when they're young.
The more you think about white privilege and racism, the more you get why white people don't want to talk about it. They just want to be in denial, denial, denial. I don't think as a black person, I have the luxury of sitting around and doing nothing because the lives of my grandchildren and my children depend on me being active in this space.
Me and my important work, if I don't do what I'm doing. Oh my God, I've lived a life, I've developed a career, I've built something for them where they get to be safe and live in nice, expensive neighborhoods. What else can I do?
We have to be in this because our life depends on it. We have one rule, and that is if you're going to cry, leave the table and go into the living room there.
It's right there.
And there's
Get over there, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
some Kleenex and whatever you need. Does anybody know why we would have that rule?
Because this is about white supremacy and not our personal feelings, right?
Mm-hmm. And when a white woman starts crying, what happens?
Black people die. It's unfortunate, but it is the reality. Prophet says, I used to smoke a blunt at 3:20 every day for Officer Darren Wilson because I was in New Mexico and it was 4:20 in Ferguson. Man, life before kids.
All the attention is being
All the attention. So that's the only rule that we have.
Does anyone want to cry right now? No? Okay, all right.
She's like, okay. Are you sure? Well, if you're not crying, that's because you're racist. You're a fucking racist.
So I want a show of hands of everyone at this table who is racist.
Yeah, the people that believe in this shit, they're like, yeah, of course I'm racist. I got white skin.
There she goes. There she goes again. Fuck that shit.
I mean, they know. They already know. They knew before they arrived. Oh, yes. What about my proud queen here? She says no. She's not. She ain't one of these racists.
So I can't sit here?
You gotta go. Sorry, sis.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it in.
Sorry, Karen. Sorry, Karen, you dumb bitch. So sorry. Prophet says every time a white woman cries, a BIPOC, indigenous, disabled, trans, Jewish, BIPOC woman of color gets her wing. BIPOC.
Okay. So I saw a couple people surprised that I raised my hand. When I said that I was racist, I am racist against black people. So
What?
It's institutional. Indians.
She's like, I hate these ends. It makes me sick to my stomach to have to sit here next to this woman. If I'm being frank, it makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
Are institutionally racist against black people. Deconstructing Karen is dismantling your own white supremacy.
Boop, 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 boop. The passionate, yeah, yes, this is definitely the Canadian broadcast version. Oh my God, what are we gonna miss not watching the theatrical cut?
I think news, we could all agree, makes things worse than when we were younger and our age, right?
No, that's not true. How does the news make things worse?
Because like when I was younger.
Prophet says she starts in on the Dennis Hopper Sicilian speech. Oh my God. You know, it was funny. I wanted to watch that on NIGHTCAP and do a deconstruction of the scene because it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Hopper and Walken in that scene. My fucking God. A masterclass. An absolute masterclass.
The things that were shown were not shown when I was younger.
But I feel like it's more rampant now. People have a free pass to just go and be their white supremacist self on display because there's a free pass for it, in my opinion. I mean, given our current political climate and the leader of our country.
When I was in Charleston, South Carolina last summer, I get into my Lyft, and the guy turned around and looked at me, and he said, "Lady," he goes, "I hate to have to say this to you, but if I get pulled over, you're just another black woman," and he's black, and he said, "Put your hands up, do as they say, do not make any trouble."
He actually
So you're talking about a guy that's probably like a criminal. And he's just like, hey, listen, if the cops pull us over, just like be fucking chill. Be cool. She has no other context for this other than she's like, it was a black man that was telling me to just conform to whatever the police wanted if we got pulled over. And her mind immediately goes to, oh, it's because you're a black man. It's like, no, maybe this guy's got a rap sheet. Maybe he shouldn't be out driving, fucking around. Who the fuck knows why? Who knows why? My God. Prophet says, oh my God, there's a free pass for that? Where? Where do I need to put my email? Hagbard says, things that never happened for 1,000, Alex. Oh, that's most of this chick stories. It's either that or it's things that she just takes at face value. She just takes it at face value. Everything she's ever been told. Again, this autistic literalism of the modern era. It's got to go. It's got to fucking die. Bring subtext back.
told you that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, dear God.
Of course.
To protect her.
To protect him and to protect me.
Where were you?
That's the life he lives.
And so-
that's his reality.
But that's
insane.
But that
That's his reality, whether it's insane or not.
That's fucking insane.
Let's go, girls.
Girls just showing up for a race to dinner. That's insane.
I'm not saying he's insane. I'm saying
I get it.
insane.
But what we're saying is,
I
this
get it,
is
bitch.
America.
I want to ask also to stop acting shocked. So part of white feminism is acting so surprised when we
So if they tell them a harrowing story, if these women have any fucking reaction, if it's not just assumed that this is normal, this is what goes on, then you in fact are a fucking racist. Racist to your bones.
tell you.
But it is. Why are you telling us not to act the way that we act if it is surprising?
Because
to me, that is surprising.
That upholds white supremacy. So what I'm saying, I'm asking all of you that when
You can't, like, they're not, listen, and you all know this. I know you all know this. They're not here for a conversation. This is just some weird power fetish that they're having where they get to tell people and gaslight people anything that you say. Anything you say, do, or feel is fucking wrong. There is no right answer. There is no right answer. There is no answer that these women would accept from these white bitches and this half Mexican red-haired goddess. A red Sonja, if you will. There's no answer they could give that would sate their hunger at all. It's fucking ridiculous.
we expressed to you, and I'm not just talking about Regina and I, because when this dinner is over, like this is a blip, right? You go back into the world. And when people of color trust you enough
Thank God.
to tell you their story, believe us without expressing shock, because when you express shock,
Believe us without expressing shock. No, it's the normal median response would be horrified at injustice. If somebody comes up and tells you that something fucked up happened to them, you're like, that's injustice, that's shocking, I can't believe that happened to you, etc., etc. They're like, no. If you don't just grin, cross your arms and nod, wow, you've really fucked up. You've really fucked up. Hagbert says they should do their dinner party with Steve Saylor. I would pay cash money to see that.
it pushes you away from the blame.
That makes me very angry because I don't look at that. I was born in 1950. You know what I expect?
When were you born? 1987, bitch? Get the fuck out of here. I've been through life.
Of white women, not a damn thing. Nothing. I expect nothing of you because you have never given me anything. I can't trust you, okay?
But how can we get together when you say something like, I will never trust a white woman? If we had a really heart-to-heart talk, you...
Yeah, it's neurotic and it's fucking weird. It's a fucking weird thing to say. That's a weird fucking thing to say if you're trying to have some sort of circle jerk meeting, commune. Oh. We're really trying to find healing here, trying to find a way forward. Fuck you, bitch.
You said you would never trust me?
Well, I would have to see.
But out of all your years in life, you've never trusted a white woman.
Well, let me put it this way. The ones I have trusted have come back to disappoint me. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that about 90% of relationships you'll ever have in your life, in your entire life.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that, Marnie, that when Regina's talking about her feelings and how she doesn't trust white women, instead of saying, my God, well, how can, like, why? Like, what about me?
You can't say my God because you can't act shocked. You have to just accept it. You just have to accept that is the paradigm here. You have to accept it. If you act shocked, well, you've already fucked up.
That's what you said. Would you trust me? What if we had a heart-to-heart conversation? Why are your feelings so hurt?
Both of you, though, has been about... It's like a hate against us. Like, I feel like it's like... It's been very aggressive. That really, hurts me that somebody would not...
that fucking half Mexican chick, she's not having it. She's like, oh my God, listen to these Karens, dude. Listen to them. Listen to this thing. They can't accept their pieces of shit. They cannot accept it.
Why are your feelings more important than the reality of the violence of our lives?
Because you're making an accusation. You're pointing something at her. So this is more of this gaslighting. You didn't answer the way we wanted you to answer, so the answer is incorrect. You don't get to have the truth. You don't get to have a lived experience. Like we always talk about, you don't get to have those things. No. You made it about yourself. You made it about her. You made it about them. Get fucked. Get fucked.
Imagine if your husband beats you and you confront him. Would you go and massage his back while you're confronting him? Or would you actually be really angry and
Well, if you want him to stop hitting you, you could give him an old massage. Not really. But again, they're going to take this to some weird, bizarre extreme that is not analogous to their experience, to these women's experiences. No, it's just, it's either you're fucking kids or beating women, or you believe what we believe.
hurt that he's been beating you? But that's where we come to when you've been a victim of abuse and white women have abused us our whole lives. Why do we have...
What does that mean? White women have abused us our whole lives. What the fuck does it... For her, it's going to lunch. That's abuse. That's emotional trauma. Like what? Like how broad is this experience? Are these terms? Prophet says, I want to see this dinner party with Emily Eucas as a plant. That would be amazing. It would be amazing. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
to hold your hand? Can't we just tell you, hey, you guys have hurt us. This is what you've done. Now make it right.
I know Syra, and when she says she doesn't trust white women, and I consider her a friend of mine, I also understand why she doesn't trust me. I don't take that personally. And
you should. You should take that fucking personally. That's like the deepest part of your human experience, is whether or not people find you to be a credible person with integrity. That should bother you more than anything else. Like a person that you actually spend time with. A person you actually spend time with that's in your life. And you're not concerned if they trust you or not. For shame.
And I'm asking a question on what could you do, because as a white woman, I mean, I guess it's not like...
We have a lot of work to do. We have so much work to do, and so
So much, girl.
I don't take it personally, because I understand that, like, that is her life.
But to say you're your friend, but she doesn't trust you, is also a hard thing for me to accept. The same, this is my friend, but she does not trust me.
And also, why on earth is it about you?
Because it was directed at her.
I didn't want it to be like this.
I didn't want it to be like this. Sarah.
The fact, and also I want to come back to, why would you say that we're spewing hate? We're telling you what it's like to be us.
No, she said you were being aggressive. This is not like a way to get into the hearts and minds of the people you're speaking to. This is for you guys to get off. Two racist middle-aged women, one a little older than the other, are getting off on just being racist people. They're just getting off on it. This is not productive. This will not amount to anything in any of these people's lives. Come on now.
And not everybody, you don't have to look at my color of my skin saying I'm white to not trust me. Why don't you look past that I'm white and say she's a good person?
Because her entire life, we've never given her a reason to trust us.
We've never given her a reason. No, this is the problem with this collective bullshit. I mean, like, what if you were to turn around and be like, well, you know, I was fucking mugged and raped by a black guy, so I have problems with I'm scared around black men. What would they say? What do you think they'd say to that? If somebody had suffered a trauma like that, what would they say? What do you think they would do? Would they turn it around on the person? Or would they sit there and listen and understand and be like, well, you know, we all have our biases. We all have these things for reasons, our lived experiences. No, they wouldn't do anything like that. They'd be like, what do you think? All black people are like that? Do you think all black men are rapists? That's what they would do. So the same logic should be thrown right back in their fucking faces. And all of these people are too fucking retarded to do anything coming close to that, or are fucking marks. Fucking brainwash marks.
Is not white people. Not all white people are bad.
Everything.
Not every white person is bad.
I think that part of what
I have this discussion with people that I know, friends, lawyers, everybody, and they'll say, well, Regina, you know, there are...
For lawyers, friends, I have just these normal people that I have in my life that I don't get to be in friend circles with because I'm an insanely rich person.
Some good white people, and I'll go, well, what have the good white people been doing for the last 450 years? What have you been doing? Obviously, it's not enough because nothing...
I mean, if white supremacy is so overarching and affects everything in life, most white people, like you say, like you claim to believe, are subject to it as well. Right? So they're under the heel of the white supremacy as well. So if they're good white people under the heel of the white supremacy, then you really can't blame them. You know? You really can't go in on them in the way that you'd like to, racist old black lady.
Has changed. When you're in discussions with white people about racism, they like to say, well, MLK changed the world and he did it with nonviolence. And my question to them is, well, if he changed the world, why are we still here 50 plus years after his death?
Because we're not. That's the wild thing. It's this denial of all progress of thought, etc. Oh no, we haven't done anything. Nothing has changed. People are still the same. They still act the same. No, we don't. It's fucking retarded. It's a stupid fucking point.
Oh God, someone who uses the name Fart God. I mean, come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
I just want you to get clear. We're trying to tell you what it's like. People's feelings are hurt. We're spewing hate. So we are trying to tell you, and the first thing that a lot of you at this table have done has been this. And I want you to sit with that. I
want you to sit with that. Racist. You're racist.
Want you to sit with that. That's all.
We're over here calling you child killers and you saying you haven't killed any children? You ever read a book? You ever read a history book, white lady?
All right. Have a great day.
All right.
Can I have some space right now? Yeah. Thanks, bud. We have a host that was like, you know, Genevieve, this is really important to me. And hey, that's one of Desmond's paper people. Drop it. Sorry, buddy. Here you go. This is like all day long losing my train of thought. Hey, is this Shannon and Diana?
It's like I could be a mother, but I've dedicated myself to anti-racism to such a degree, to such a sacrifice, such a degree that I spend all of my free time when my son's not in daycare. Spend all of my free time doing the good work, fighting the good fight. Oh my God.
There she goes. There she goes again.
There she goes again.
I like Genevieve a lot. I think that she's extremely endearing and kind and really wants to do good. We need a white woman in that position because white women have to hear this from other white women.
And I'm from New York, and I can tell you from personal experience that we need it in New York.
We're not credible in some ways, and that, in a nutshell, is white supremacy.
What a fucking bug person. Holy shit.
No, I got to start this off with a red alert, red alert, red alert.
Wow.
Supremacy. Do we have a white person ban in this country right now? Do we have a white woman ban in this country right now? Do we have a Christian ban in this country right now? Do we have a Jewish ban in this country? What
We don't have any bans in this country for the things that you're getting at.
ban do we have in this country right now?
Muslim.
We have.
We do not have a Muslim ban in America. There is no Muslim ban. Nobody is banned from believing in anything.
A Muslim ban in this country.
And it makes sense with what happened with my son because the day before he got in the fight with the friend who was not a friend but was Muslim.
So they talked about a Muslim ban. Now they're talking about this. He got in a fight with a Muslim kid. Was excoriated for it.
The day before, I guess on the internet, it was Kill the Muslims Day.
Oh my God.
Which he didn't know about, I didn't know about, but the school knew about. So then when he got in a fight with a boy in his class who's Muslim that apparently had been going on for years, of course, then my son, it makes sense. The school would be hypersensitive. But as a mother, how do I...
So yeah. How do I deal with it? The school did an injustice to my child, but how can I apologize for it? How can I apologize? You know, the climate. The climate's out there, everybody.
I explain that to my son. I don't know what is the right thing to say to him.
So I'll tell you what. That's your privilege, and you're acknowledging it.
Of course.
To say I don't know how to talk to my son, he experienced in his mind, and in my mind he absolutely didn't. He experienced a tiny little fraction. My little 8-year-old.
So this kid sounds like he was about to get kicked out of school, or maybe did get kicked out of school, actually. But that's not oppression. Nothing wrong with that. He didn't experience anything. She has no context for the rest of this, but she is very confident in what she's saying. And this dipshit mother, this fucking evil harpy, selling her son up the fucking river for her dinner party.
Boy, who's the sweetest little boy on the planet, his first week of school in the 2nd grade, a little white girl told him, "Your skin is disgusting. You don't belong in this school."
Or how can we help our kids?
What the fuck does it have to do with anything that she was talking about? She's saying, well, somebody else experienced something bad. So if your son experienced something bad because of the color of his skin, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. What is she even what point was she making?
Kids, how can we change it? We have young children. What would you say? What do we do as parents with young children? How do we change this to not
acknowledging your racism and acknowledging your white privilege and having a conversation with your kids from the time that they were little, and step one truly, and it seems.
What does that mean, and what does that look like? How do you explain to your child an abstract concept? Evil. Fucking evil.
It's easy, but right now we're seeing that it's not getting fragile. And by fragile, not getting angry, not getting defensive, not getting upset, and believing us. Please, whatever you do when you leave here, do not.
That woman told that story about her son, completely got blown over. A non-example, a non-counter-example presented. Believe us, believe us. You're supposed to just believe people for immutable characteristics. You're supposed to believe people for what reason? For what fucking reason? It's just so disgusting. bowled over by how fucking gross and out in the open transparent this is. Wow.
Not teach your kids to be colorblind. Do not talk about colorblindness. Don't say that I don't see the color of your skin and we cut ourselves open, it's bleeding red.
Again, the autistic literalism. Hagrid says, quote unquote, do whatever the brown skin people tell you to do, even if it's detrimental to your better being. Prophet says, I had to dip out for a big I'm fucking losing it. I hear you, buddy.
The thing that really needs to happen, frankly, is white women need to come together. You guys need to come together, because until and unless you come together, there's no hope for us. And right now what's happening is white Democratic women are attacking.
Prophet says, if I hosted this episode, it would not be put on honesty, and Shaun would be having a conversation with me in the morning. Not if you articulate yourself.
White Republican women and vice versa, and you both are taking the moral high ground, and you're all the same. I knew that Donald Trump was going to win. The minute he started talking about Mexican rapists, I knew that was going to be a benefit.
Oh, I'm sure she knew. She knew. Of course she knew. Big, got pictures when she's young with Hillary Clinton. I knew he was going to fucking win. This country.
Not a detriment.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. I am the least racist person in this room.
Are you racist?
I am the least racist person that you have ever met.
President.
Hey, listen. He said it. He said it.
Trump is not backing away from his stunningly racist attack on a group of minority members of Congress. Instead, he's trying to defend it.
They're not happy here. They can leave.
Why do we want these people from, quote, all these shithole countries here?
What the hell is going on?
But what Donald Trump's presidency has...
Yeah, because you have no care for the future of the country and what benefits it, because you hate America. You hate the country that you live in. You assume that it's like a third world country. I would love for this woman to go move to an actual, racist country that would treat her like shit if she walked out the door. Not the emotional trauma of having white women being like, I'm not racist. Yes, you are, you fucking bitch. Yes, you are. Prophet says, I wish Trump had been real. Fuck me. 2016 had potential. Yeah, but just like everything else, it's smoke and mirrors.
Has done for me has completely taken the veil off of white liberals and white Democrats and your complicity in Donald Trump. So how many people in the...
Just a neurotic nightmare person just wears everything on their sleeve to a degree that is completely ridiculous and unsavory. Just like a bad thing. Hypersensitive to a detrimental degree.
This room voted for Donald Trump.
Prophet says, an actual racist country, India. No, I wanted to go somewhere where Indians are not treated kindly. Like actual racism, not this fucking rich class bullshit that they're engaging in. I really honestly, this is rich people shit that we're watching right now. And that they're trying everything to mainstream it. Everything to mainstream this kind of toxic bullshit. But even here, you see kind of natural, normal pushback about these topics. There's only a few marks in there. It's a few idiots that already agree with the theory before they've even had a conversation. They already just agree with the premise. There are a few in there and they get the highlights, but it seems like most of these people are kind of just fuck you. Well, who are you? And they're like, well, you asked who I was. You don't know what I've been through, man. I was born in 1950. I'm a tan person. Oh my goodness. Hagrid says, I'm blocked by this bitch on Twitter without ever having interacted with her. Yeah, I think she has she's use a bot list. If you're following anyone in particular, she will block you automatically.
Okay. How many people did not vote for Donald Trump? The ones of
Honestly, it's kind of funny. She actually did an interview with Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, who was let back on Twitter today, apparently. After it's been years since he's been on there. But anyways, she did an interview with Sargon of Akkad and had a complete meltdown and just left. It's like a very short interview. Well, it's like 30 minutes. Because she was just like, well, you're a you're a racist. You're a white supremacist. And Sargon was Sargon. Prophet says, laugh a lot at this lady's family being superstitious of toilets.
of us who did not vote for Donald Trump, do you think you're less racist than these two?
That's a weird judgment.
So none of them voted for Donald Trump. She's like, oh, you didn't vote for Donald Trump. You still suck. Are you less racist than these two? Like, what does that even mean? How do you fucking quantify any of this? You do the right thing, you're bad. You do the wrong thing, you're bad. There's no right answer.
I'm more aware of my racism than those two. That's pretty ignorant.
The reason these conversations are hard is we've never had truth and reconciliation in this country.
Oh,
Let's take a step back. Based on the genocide
Oh
of
my God.
the enslavement of Africans, so brown and black. Then the Chinese were brought in to build a railroad. And then, like, Asians like me, where my family was brought in to deal with science. And by the way, the Indians left in
To deal with science. They were brought over to deal with the science of it all. Prophet says there is a right answer. The wood chipper party grows every day.
India because the British committed genocide in India. It's literally whiteness has killed the brown and black world. Donald Trump has not.
Like, what are you talking about? Has killed the brown and black world. One of the biggest movies in the country, Black Panther. And its lesser sequel, Wakanda Forever, which I watched 40 minutes of. Very bad movie. Rap music, etc. I don't think black culture is in any threat of being erased.
Created racism. Donald Trump has shown us what it is.
One of the questions I have is, why is it that white people think they're the only Americans? That they think they're real Americans and the rest of us are like pretend Americans. What is that about?
Because you are pretend Americans, because you hate America. Prophet says death con 3.
This is, this is a complete, I'm sorry. This is, what's going on here?
Well,
I think I have a little bit of a problem with the we versus I. I think that there is the big perpetual we, right? We white women for sure. But I think there's also we African Americans and we were slaves, right? And these things happen to us. That doesn't happen to everybody, right? I mean, and you, I understand, and I am here.
It happened to all African Americans. Yeah.
It didn't happen to you.
Listen. One of the things.
Listen, I get to strategically capitalize on pain and suffering when it serves my political purpose. Don't you goddamn say I can't stand on the backs of dead children and slaves. Don't you dare say that. Prophet says, we are the only Americans, you fucking bitch. You're a Liberian. I'm sorry. Taking a break. Delete.
That we know. One of the things, let me just say.
I have a lot of Native American history, and I don't take advantage of any of that.
Time out. Are you saying that black people?
What the fuck? She's like, science. Great arguments, guys. Like, these are the people here leading the conversation. They're not saying anything remotely interesting or nuanced. They're just these dumb Karen, dare I say Karen, takedowns.
People, African Americans, descendants of slaves, are taking advantage of that? You just said
That's not what I'm saying.
You just said that you have a lot of.
No, she was talking about solidarity. You get to claim solidarity of racial pain from history And none of these people are allowed to express anything of the sort. That's what she's talking about.
Native American
That's
and
right.
you don't take
I'm taking
advantage.
advantage of the government's.
You actually know that more white people are on welfare than black people, right? You know that.
Yeah, that's because there's way more white people. But nobody gives a shit. Is it a problem? No, it's a problem across the board. Nobody gives a shit about the majority white people that are encouraged to subsist and not create families and not get married, blah, blah, blah. No, nobody actually cares about any of that. It doesn't affect people in the same way, obviously, right? No, it does. It 100% does. It's a fucking corrosive element in society. It's not a social safety net, okay? It's a fucking shoring up. It becomes an entitlement. Fuck off, bitch.
Don't you?
Sure. I don't know what that.
Everybody. Well, what are you saying? I don't
In
understand.
a racist statement, when people are, I feel like there's a lot of conversation where I constantly do feel like it is a we, African American culture, bad things are happening to us, big picture we. And I do agree that there is a lot of big picture we, bad things happening to us.
All the time.
I've seen.
And they're talking to this lady and be like, but you're a fucking rich bitch. You're rich. Prophet says, I am literally dying, Shaun. I can't even per capita. Hagbert says, her husband was the director of the SEC. So oppressed. Yeah, no, this is a joke. It's a joke for these people to take up the position that they have.
At these dinners, we see white women behaving badly. And that bad behavior looks like denial of white supremacy, denial of racism, and even denial of slavery. This is
Denial. Yeah, these ladies are denying slavery. You know how this lady feels when she's at one of these dinners? To be so smug and self-righteous. Every single time she hosts one of these dinners or whenever she's part of one of these dinners, she's cooming. She's cooming hard. Prophet says, who owned the slaves? Ships, dog? Building 7? Gay frogs? Holy shit. Yeah, exactly. That's why that movie, like with the Woman King was so offensive to people. Those were the people that literally took care of the product. Keep the slaves in line so they could get on the ships and go. And they turned those people into like a Wakanda-esque all-female military unit fighting back against colonialism. Yeah. Yeah.
nothing new. This has been going on for centuries.
Oh no. Oh.
Let's go
It's
back
bad.
to 1876.
It's so
where a former slave owner named
bad.
Lucy Foreman Harley said she was assaulted by two black men, leading to a white paramilitary mob killing as many as 100 black men.
Prophet says, hold on. I have given everything. Everything.
Which witnesses later said was just an excuse to suppress black voters. In 1898, Rebecca Latimer Felton, who by the way
was the whitest bitch that ever lived.
as a suffragette and the first female United States senator, called for the lynching of thousands of black men if it meant protecting white women. Her claim sparked a riot that killed 25 black men. But of course, she's remembered as a hero, a progressive icon for women's rights. Fast forward to 1908. Mabel Hallam claimed a black man raped her. Black neighborhoods were burned, black civilians were shot, and elderly black men were lynched. And just 2 weeks later, she admitted she lied.
Just like your life. Just like everything that's ever happened to you.
Women are, in fact, demented. They are dangerous people.
In 1921, all that Sarah Page had to do was scream, and the whole black community was burnt to the ground, killing over 300 black people. This event
Over 300 black people. Wow.
is known as the Tulsa Massacre. In 1931, Victoria Price and Ruby Bates accused 9 black teenagers of rape. The Scottsboro boys went through years of trials and jail time, only for one of the girls to admit she made up the whole thing. In 1955, Carolyn Bryant said 14-year-old Emmett Till was flirting with her. We all know the story of Emmett Till. His brave mother decided to have an open casket so that people could see how he was tortured and murdered.
Out of nowhere, this black guy.
I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Prophet says over 300 black people dead. Damn, you mean 4th of July in Chicago? Almost didn't get there.
I came up and we just opened the door and jumped in the car.
In 1994, Susan Smith claimed a black man kidnapped her kids, sparking a manhunt that labeled every black man in South Carolina a potential child killer.
It just seems so unfair that somebody could take such 2 beautiful children.
The true story? Susan Smith killed her children herself. In 2009,
Could you explain all the other incidents, all the other claims, please?
Bonnie Sweeten claimed she and her daughter were kidnapped by a black man so that she could swindle her boss and go to Disney World.
Disney World? What?
A few years later, in 2016, rookie cop Sherry Hall claimed she was attacked by a black gunman, starting a massive manhunt. But the attack had never happened. She staged it all for attention. Which brings us back to 2020.
I'm going to tell them there's an African
Yeah, exactly. This story did not end the way that would be good for their documentary.
American man threatening my life. There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Christian Cooper was bird watching. More white.
No, he was not. He was not. He was not bird watching. He was there because he hated people with their dogs off of the leash and would goad people into confrontations. Sorry, lady.
I didn't want it to be like this.
Didn't want it to be like this.
Women nonsense.
White women nonsense. You heard it here first,
Why
folks.
is it that being called a racist makes you so upset?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
What be going on here?
I have no idea. Why would that make people upset?
It doesn't make me upset anymore, but it would have a while ago. I needed to understand what the term means and look at myself. And I believe that every white person is racist because of the system. And I had to learn about the system to get that.
But why would it have bothered you before?
Because it's such a horrible word, and I don't want to be so horrible.
Okay.
In a nutshell. I mean, I don't want to see myself as being so bad. I have had to work so hard on my shitty self-image to begin with. I don't want to add that one to it, racist? Oh, God. I'll be blunt.
I mean, I know, girl. Girl, I know. Look at it, just like, Prof says, I need to be at this table. I'm dying. He's dead. Dead.
I've struggled with liking myself most of my adult life, so that one I have. But I don't have a problem with it now, and that's because I've been practicing and working on it for a while, but a while ago.
And it is work, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's work.
Sarah, I'm curious how you feel about, because I've said more than once, and they've mentioned it too, just this idea or this theory that every single white person in this country is racist.
You know, I would say, like, if
What do you think about this theory, bitch?
And you already know what's going on. Y'all smell that damn zest. Come on now.
We know what's coming.
the beginning of the conversation, it was a little offensive. I think throughout the conversation and understanding a little bit more of my ignorance in the definition of it, I feel like I've shifted a little bit. I will say that. I don't want to be thought of somebody that doesn't like somebody because of the color of their skin.
The fear that I have is that my son goes through the experience that he did. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about him becoming the white supremacist and pushing it down.
She's worried. She's worried for him. Oh my God! Look at this woman. Like, look at the torture. Like, she does this to herself. To herself, you know. Sarah Rao and Regina Jackson, they're only part of the puzzle, but this person is primed to have this self-loathing, this self-defeat.
Is this a struggle session? Are we in China?
I'm just saying.
Down into
you have the conversation.
So yes, I have the conversation.
Yeah, over and over and over and over and over again. It's
until they accept it without question. Just believe.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Just saying.
the first step. Just like Regina always says, like, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And the fact that you're able to acknowledge this,
yeah, it's big.
Is a big deal.
It's big.
It's not a small deal. It's a huge deal because it means you're open.
Because we got to have something for this documentary. We have to. It has to be perceived that we've done something here. And
instead of this. And if you're open, then you can actually start like engaging and pass it along to your kids.
Teach your kids to be racist towards themselves. Instill a sense of self-loathing and defeat. Their achievements do not matter because somebody else's might not be viewed the same way. Oh my goodness. Get to your kids now. Like I said, this is not for them. This is for shallow, empty do-gooders. Because they'll never teach their kids shit, but when their kids come home from school, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I went to that dinner one time. That's true. That's real."
You know, so many of us grow up learning this wonderful history and to be proud of the founding fathers and this democratic system and blah, 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 blah. But it's important.
And blah, blah, blah. All this fabric of society that is built upon that I enjoy, that most people enjoy. All of the stuff that has been shorn up. All of the human endeavor and history that led up to this moment of the founding of this country. Oh, no, it doesn't really blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Fucking what a waste.
Important that we learn how we've been programmed and the trance that we're in. It's a trance. It really is.
It's a programming that needs to be overcome. Indeed.
So what are they supposed to tell people? To hate the place that they're born? To hate everything about it? To say that it's all a fucking lie? It's a lie because of people like you. You have to believe it. You have to take it in. If you don't believe in it, it's illusory. It doesn't exist. Just like everywhere else.
Kill yourself!
Just like anything anybody believes.
We want to be me.
Why does it all have to have labels anyway, though? And indeed, you know, I understand you have issues with a skin color, okay? But I don't believe that's our future. I really don't. I see it much different. I understand it's a struggle for you now. I get that. And I empathize with that. But do I love you less because you're a different color? Absolutely not.
But do you realize that everything you're saying is taking away everything they just said? That is such
It doesn't take away anything. It's trying to be empathetic. That's all it is. Prophet says, I am literally transcending into Calvin Candy. I have embodied him. Oh, Hagbard posts Bill the Butcher. Over on Odyssey, Big Paul drops in. He says, so brutal. It really is. It's the worst. These people are the worst. But they are the worst, though. They are the worst. We're looking at like we're looking at upper class stay-at-home moms. This is their life. This is their life.
You just said it's such bullshit, frankly. But it is. It is. But it is. You literally erased everything this woman just said. Like everything.
And you want me to apologize for that? Because really, I believe it's a real struggle.
Honestly, if you're not sorry, don't apologize.
No,
but
I believe it's a real.
No, obviously, if you're not sorry for what you said, then don't apologize. You fucking racist. Prophet says, laugh out loud at Paul being Odyssey cucked. He's just trying to spread the love.
Struggle. But I do believe there's more.
But you're talking about love and about the future. She's worried that her kids are gonna die.
What is love? What is love?
Like, how disgusting to weaponize. She's worried her kids are gonna die. She's worried her children will be dead by the time this dinner is over. Do you ever have to worry about shit like that? No.
What is that about feeling love?
We kind of had this conversation before the dinner a little bit, and I got a sense of this, is that you read the book The Secret, and you think that we can all get better lives based on good intentions. We just got to be positive and like want good for our lives. But what do you want about feeling
We are
love?
telling you.
She literally called this bitch out. She said, "Oh, you read you constructed your worldview because of The Secret. I was like you 6 months ago, but now I've awoken. I didn't want it to be like this. Didn't want it to be like this."
And you can Google police brutality, Google ICE, Mexicans, Google Muslim ban. Those are like real things. We're also anecdotally telling you things. And you keep coming back with this, frankly, BS about love being love and love trumps. Like, what do you mean by that?
What I mean is that beyond the anger.
This BS. This should be their goal. Is that to get everybody to love everybody, no matter what. Immutable characteristics be damned. And they're like, what does that even fucking mean? What does that even mean? It means treat people as you would like to be treated. So saith the bard.
And the problems that we are feeling at the moment, each and every one of us, perhaps you two more at the moment, that there is something more to our beingness. And it isn't the flesh. It isn't. And beyond that, this is the evolution of all of us. I know this. And I know it sounds weird for those who aren't in that world.
She's like, you're not in the world of personal affirmation, crystals, and Christ. Okay? You just don't get it. You don't get it.
But we are transcending this. We are. And sir, I just
Syra.
want to say it again. Syra. I really.
What a bunch of Syra. It's Syra. This lady responds to Sarah, Sora. It's Syra.
really appreciate everything you're offering. What I want to hear from you is what you think is a solution. You've talked a lot, but I haven't heard, hey, this is what I want you ladies to do.
Haven't I said repeatedly? Yeah, go ahead. I do want to say.
Did I say repeatedly, I want you to take all this in and then disseminate it to your children? Didn't I say that like 5 times? What do you mean were you not listening?
This is, this is a complete, I'm sorry. This is, I mean, what's going on here?
That she's like, what do you mean? Confused.
I acknowledge it. I acknowledge
but
it.
wait, but yeah, like.
But I just see beyond it.
Can I
see
say
beyond it.
one thing?
Sure. I'm sorry.
No. I am a liberal white woman. We are absolutely the most dangerous women out there. We are the most dangerous women that exist because we.
Hey, I agree. I agree, Base Queen.
Want to think that we are better, that we are good, and that we're doing is about love, and that we're gonna solve all the world's issues because we're gonna love a little more, because we're good freaking people. No, we are erasing their experiences, we are erasing their lives, we are erasing the danger that they're in because we're trying to color it and make it freaking pretty by calling it love.
What the fuck is this person even talking about? Like, you cannot ask questions of people. They address it personally, and then you're like, well, you address it personally. You're trying to erase me. It's like I don't even exist.
By calling it love. And I'm sorry, but that is dangerous. Like,
But I don't think that's what I'm doing at all.
But you have done it repeatedly.
Yeah.
Does love save the Mexicans who are in ICE facilities? Does love save Trayvon Martin?
I don't know. Did Barack Obama save this? Did they save Trayvon Martin? Innocent angel. Trayvon Martin. His ghost haunts us all.
Does love save Sandra Bland? Does love save Mustafa Ayyubi, who was assassinated in February for doing nothing? What does you ask us, what can we do?
Yeah, because you're asking, you're being a fucking asshole, and she's actually addressing what you claim to be addressing, is that you want to change culture. You want to subversively change culture, and she's like, well, if I embrace this kind of new way and love everything and love everybody regardless, that will change culture. That's the thing that I can do. That's what they claim they're doing. But no, that's not what they're doing. That's not what this is just about subjugation. It's just about power. It has nothing to do with effectiveness or efficacy or whatever you want to call it. Nothing to do with any of that stuff. That's right.
Seriously, and we've told you at least 10 times, listen, what can we do to achieve this love of which you speak?
She's like, I'm just here for the meatballs. Prophet says Jesse Lee would prove that love could have saved Trayvon in under 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes. That's his guarantee.
Well, I think dropping the resistance is part of it. And
dropping the
resistance to what? The resistance to what?
The resistance is holding
To like being called horrible things and reacting at all to them.
you back.
The resistance to what? What are we resisting?
It feels like a lot. And so I don't pretend to have all the answers at all.
You haven't named one thing. You said it feels like a lot. She's asked you 3 times, what are we resisting? Name one thing that we're resisting.
Anybody's actual personal experience. You must be just or maxing.
An answer, a solution that's different than what you think it should be.
You literally employ the spiritual bypassing to get around any of the pain associated with oppression. I would love to say love.
Spiritual bypassing. Well, that's one to keep in your cap.
Is love. The next time someone sends me a note telling me that they're going to drown my daughter, I'm going to be like, you know what? Downward dog it right now. Love is love.
I doubt that note actually exists, and if it does, it's probably because you're a fucking nutcase who says racist things on the internet. You get what you give.
Love is fucking love. Seriously.
So we can acknowledge, I'm going to acknowledge that, yes, after you said that, I can acknowledge, yes, I see racism in me after I've said no because of what you women have said. We have to understand.
Because of all of the wonderful things that they've said. Of course, all these specific points, these things, not these esoteric ideas, not these wide generalizations of trauma and pain and what it must feel like to be a fucking upper class lady in this environment. Must be awful. Must be the worst thing ever. We assume.
Understand where it hurts. Where hurts, and we can't take away hurt from other people. I mean, and that's where I think we have to be sympathetic at one point too.
Not to add to that a little bit is like we're not dying because we're white. Right. I'm not allowed to go somewhere because I'm white. So
Depends where you are in the world, and also where can't anybody go right now? Current year.
I can say love is love because nobody says no you can't.
Yes. Yes, you get it now. Yes.
Like people are saying you can't come here, even though we were all taught right in history that this was fixed years ago. It was fixed.
And my kids, I will never know what my kids even feel like because they are part Hispanic and with Hispanic. I will never know their fear because I'm not there. I'll never know what they fear. Do you realize?
Even grosser than anything is disconnecting you from your children and their experience. Disconnecting yourself. I'll never know. What a great perspective to have. It's crazy. I'm burping. Hagbard says, where's this glut of inlands being killed or brutalized by police?
Realize that in this room, the Republican that voted for Trump
have listened more than you have.
And she changed what she said. She said, actually, I get it.
Yes.
And yet you keep saying love is love. And now
Oh my God. Like, this is so disgusting. The gaslighting. The Trump voter. This woman that voted for Trump. You're less of a person than she is. Oh my God. Subhuman.
that's why I'm saying white liberal women are the most dangerous, because we think we're so good that we can't be part of the problem.
Oh my God.
So I do want to leave you with this. There's no, and I mean this sincerely, my 2 little kids are at home, my husband's at home. I'm not doing this for my health. The reason I am here is because of love. So to answer your question repeatedly, it is because of love. The work that I do is because of love. Everything I do.
Well, did love save all those people from dying? Waste of time.
Do is because of love. And by showing you my pain, I have opened myself up so greatly to take more and more and more abuse. And why? Because I actually believe in you. Sincerely, at the
Fucking disgusting. Disgusting gaslighting. Disgusting. This I don't know, what do we call it? We call it a brown savior? What the fuck? What is she even fucking talking about? She's talking about people talking shit to her on the internet. I take it all. I take it all. I take it all, girl.
I didn't want it to be like this.
I didn't want it to be like this, girl.
bottom of my heart, I believe that you all can wake up just like I did. You can deprogram yourself just like you did.
Still working on it.
Over the course of one dinner, Marnie, you are able to even slightly open the window. I am more hopeful.
She's like, I'm the winner. I won the dinner. I won the fucking dinner, everyone.
Than you will ever know. This should be an indication of the amount of love that I have and the amount of hope that I have. And I have expectations still. Regina doesn't, and you're still here. So why don't you?
Got something. Anyway, do not expect.
Regina is still here, angry as ever. Prophet says nothing. Poo in the loo, poo in the loo. Hagbard says, what's Sarah's pain? She's lost an election, made shitty comments, and dealt with trolls. Yes, that is the extent of her pain. That is it. The emotional trauma. The emotional weight of all of this stuff.
Expect it to be easy because it's not going to be easy. You're going to question everything you ever learned. You know, it's hard. It's hard work. And everything worth having is hard. So
who in this room, raise your hand.
Thank you, Mammy. Thank you, Mammy.
And if you're a racist.
Like, this is the proof. Success. Success.
Women are, in fact, demented. They are dangerous people.
Hey, woo! We did it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Another successful dinner down at the plantation.
I feel hopeful that there's going to be one or two people that gets it. I can guarantee you, I know this for a fact, they haven't forgotten. And they're thinking about this every single day. And even if one of them comes out of this in however amount of time and starts down the path, that's a win.
1 year later, filmmakers checked in on the dinner guests to request something or other.
I think a huge part of our job, white people, is to help other white people wake up with us. I think the triggering process for many white women in a race to dinner setting can override the ability to just take a moment and go, wait a minute, I need to sit with this. Because we're so trained.
Oh my God. Prophet says this is like the Rafe Conde warrior crucible for dumb white whores with money. Well, at least those guys get a sense of camaraderie at the end of it. However stupid it may be on the surface, at least they get that. They get to feel like cubicle warriors getting to feel like men for 20 minutes. At least there's that. This is like just something else.
To my reaction is right. As white people, it's like it's our white world.
What I took away was just being able to recognize how white women react to being confronted on their racism. The defensiveness, the crying.
She's like me. I don't react at all. Dead-faced. Don't want to insult anyone with my reactions. What a princess.
The I don't see color, though we all bleed red, or just like using people of color in their lives to justify that they're not a racist. So those tools I think I learned from Race to Dinner.
When we were leaving that night, I was feeling sad because I realized how much more work we have to do to undo systemic.
I'm glad that we're getting to hear from the marks first. I want to hear somebody be like, those bitches were fucking crazy.
Racism and misogyny is not, I don't even know if it's something I'm going to see in my lifetime, quite frankly.
It's not up for debate.
When I came home is I made a post on my Facebook and I acknowledged where I see the racism in.
I made a post on my Facebook. I acknowledge that I'm a bad person. Hey now. Hagbard says my dog bleeds red too. We're all creatures, you know? We all feel pain.
My own life and thought beliefs. I thought I was already aware of my racism, but what I didn't see was how unconsciously white super.
Allie, could you bring it up? Could you bring up that post, please, and read it to us? Thank you so much.
Supremacy lives within me and the true impact of it. What I saw as a result of that conversation was that as a white woman, I am the worst kind of dangerous if I don't wake up to see what's true here.
Fucking the self-loathing.
And use my power and privilege to take action.
Sarah never responded to the filmmaker follow-ups.
Supremacy is not just
How
a
dare
concept
her?
of the alt-right, but something that lives within all of us. and mostly unconscious to those who want to believe it's all love and light.
This bitch right here. Did she respond? Did she respond? I hope not. I hope she has some respect for herself. Yeah, she declined. She declined. Because she's not an idiot. Are you not going to say exactly what you want us to say? Are you not going to do that? Maybe you shouldn't be interviewed.
I saw that racism is not something to hide from or pretend does not exist within me.
Oh,
As
boy.
to do so keeps the power structures hidden and embedded.
What did she do? She declined. She declined. Yeah. Yeah. Sad. Sad.
I'm exceedingly grateful to Syra Rao and Regina Jackson for their willingness to show up, educate, and put their lives at risk to do it. I'm here to show
Put their lives at risk to do it.
up for what's uncomfortable so we can heal this pain and stop the violence. Are you?
Are you? Are you ready for this shit?
The Chinese virus.
Protesters have taken to the streets around the world.
So is this the moment when the United States and others recognize the pain of the past, that Black Lives Matter, and reimagine their countries on new values?
White supremacy.
It should go X-ray vision and say, no. Racism rages on in 2022 with the democracies in peril and hate crimes rising worldwide.
He's the most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today. Now's our opportunity to make some real progress.
Today their work
I have my
continues.
liquor bar right behind me in case I need to take a drink.
She's like, yeah, we're just a couple of old drunks.
Oh, we got lots of people coming on.
Do we have everyone? Yes? Okay, cool.
To learn more, go to their website. So, the work continues. I wonder if they give people a discount for it all being on Zoom. Who can say? Who can say? Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me. That was a harrowing journey. That was a rough one. That was a rough one. Wanton racism at our dinner tables. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?